Howdy, Steve here. How's everybody doing? I have Chris from Neon TARDIS joining me once again for our mostly Thursdays, sometimes Fridays Nerdway live event.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll get on a schedule and we'll get this thing, ironed out. But until then, hey, I'm going to be live.
It's just real life, man. It's all sent to test us and keep things interesting.
True. But you guys out there, at some point I'm going to be live, and you should just wait with bated breath for the announcement that when I'm going live, you guys should just be here.
Exactly.
Because, it's the Nerd Way. Chris, buddy, how you been?
Good, man. Good. Yeah. Raring to go. See what things we got to talk about today. I was saying to Steve before we kind of came online that, just been a wave of stuff. Just all this stuff is happening, which is really good because that means there's lots of stuff to laugh at, which is always important. So, but yeah, all good, man.
So we got some fun stuff to look at. We got some serious stuff to talk about. We got some people realizing that they've made mistakes, and some of them just don't realize they've made mistakes. Others are trying to rectify those mistakes. Whether they'll do it well or not, we don't know. Only time will tell. And then we got a fun little tier list we're going to go through, and we're going to rank us some supervillains.
Oh yeah,
put them in tiers. See if they really truly are villainous or not that much. So let's get on with the fun, shall we?
Yeah, why not?
Now, just I did not watch the Marvels because you could just tell from you could see it from space how bad the movie was going to be, and I was proven right. And now,
who would have thought?
And now we have the director coming out explaining why it didn't work. Now, she's given her reasons. I know why it really didn't work. But it seems that the director, Nina DaCosta, is blaming a bad script. A bad script threw her off. It wreaked havoc on the entire, production.
It wasn't solid, Steve. It was liquid. Liquid shit.
It was. And apparently it wasn't just this one. It was the Candyman reboot as well. That
okay. Not my thing, so I couldn't possibly comment.
I didn't watch it either. I didn't watch any of the Candyman stuff, but apparently she did a reboot of that, and that didn't do so well.
Let me guess. That didn't have a solid script either.
No, it didn't. Like she says here, she says one of the issues she had with making Candyman and the Marvels was the lack of a really solid script, which is always going to just wreak havoc in the whole process.
Completely agree.
I would counter that and say having Brie Larson playing a just miserable Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Having a Ms. Marvel character that no one cares about.
Yeah.
Having a Monica Rambeau character that no one knows at all.
Well, if no one cared about Brie Larson's Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, whatever, and they really don't care about Imana Vellani's kind of character, they're really not going to give a fuck about Photon or Proton or whatever her fucking name is.
No, they're not. And not only that, but apparently they the big bad in the movie, they ended up gender swapping. So because they wanted to have, big girl power moments where, girl boss meets girl boss and they fight it out. But the script, it was the script, and not being a solid script is what damaged the movie. Now, I believe Chris knows this, and you guys out there might know this, but there is a small problem with her reasoning.
Oh, there is, isn't there?
She's the writer as well of this dumpster fire. So
She's one of three writers, Steve. All women. I'm not saying that's. You can read into that what you will.
You have a female director. You have female writers writing a female power empowerment movie. Why didn't it do better? This thing should just be printing money. Even today, it should just be. They should still have its run in the theaters. That's how powerful this movie should have been.
Well, it had black girl magic, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was guaranteed box office gold. But hey,
this is the thing, isn't it? It's just such a self-own. Like, yeah, we didn't have a solid script. It wasn't working very well. Oh, right, okay. I'm going to make the assumption that the journalist didn't. Look at that, eh? Great minds speaking alike. I'm going to make an impression that the journalist didn't ask, oh, and who was it that wrote the film, Nia? Was it? It was you, wasn't it? It's such a self-own. It's just these people they just seem to have no training in this issue. Do you know what I mean? It's like if there's a mine, don't stand on it. Walk around it. Don't talk. I mean, if you're the one that was involved in writing this shit show, don't bring up the fact that the script was a shit show. Because all people are going to do, all trolls in 2025 are going to do, is the first thing that everyone did. Oh, who was the writer for this? If they didn't already know, and boom, there it is.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to take the ballsy route of saying, we didn't have a solid script. I did my best, but the other two idiots, well, but that's not what she said. I don't know. I don't respect you anymore for not selling your friends out. I just think you're fucking stupid.
Yeah. She's she doesn't sound like she's all with it.
It's just another talentless hack, isn't it? Like you said, current filmography is just littered with failure.
Mm-hmm.
But they keep getting roles and getting roles and getting money for bankrupting companies.
That may end soon. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But something that might actually make money, fingers crossed, if this goes well. Show it up here. Karen Gillan joins Henry Cavill in Highlander remake.
Cool.
This was a surprise. I saw this yesterday. And
I thought that this morning.
I thought to myself, that's pretty cool, because I saw her on Twitter. She tweeted about it. She said the dialect coach is not needed. So if that's the case, I already know what role she'll be playing in this movie.
The Highlander.
You guessed it, man. You guessed it. No. Very close. She's probably going to be playing the Highlander's Scottish girlfriend, the one he has after he gets kicked out of his community. Heather. His Bonnie Heather.
It's coming up.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I mean, I've just mentioned that in chat. Yeah. Do you remember that, Steve? The nightmare fuel that was the original Sonic design in the Sonic movie.
Yes.
Oof. But that's how you do it. We're really sorry. We made a mistake. And they changed it.
They changed it, and it went on to go like gangbusters. I mean, people love that movie.
Great films.
So
great film. Sonic 3, again, great film.
If you listen to the fans, then you know what? You're probably going to do well. If you don't, you want to blame writers and make sure you don't blame yourself in the process, then you're just going to be left with a crappy movie.
Very true.
unlike the Highlander. Hopefully this will be a good movie. I know Henry Cavill is, a self-professed nerd. So hopefully he's going to take the reins of this thing and make sure it's done well. Drew here. It's been a while. I think I'm doing a Highlander rewatch. I just watched it not that long ago. My wife and I love it. It is a good
There
movie.
can only be one rewatch.
Well, one rewatch until the next time you want to rewatch it.
I mean, that really should be the gimmick, really. I mean, if you want to rewatch it, you have to fight to the death all the other people that want to watch it. Yeah, the only thing I'd say, sorry, to derail is, yeah, I completely agree. If Netflix had listened to Cavill in The Witcher, they would have been doing probably series 4 or 5 with him. Mm-hmm. But now, they're just going to be burying that in the fucking graveyard. But the only thing to be slightly concerned about is that it's Amazon MGM, and this is the problem with. And we've said this kind of time and time again. You're either going to get a Reacher, or you're going to get Rings of Power.
Right.
And what are we going to get with this? Is the question.
Well, hopefully the stars will align, and we're going to get a good Highlander. Now, I don't need a 1-for-1 remake of the Highlander.
No,
I just want a good. If it's going to be a retelling, and they're going to tell the story, and just throw some more action in there, put some better fight scenes together. As much as I love the movie, there are a couple cheesy parts where you just got to go. Some of the special effects were very, it was 80-ish.
Yeah.
So they did their best, but I don't need to see guys backflipping, halfway down a parking garage during a sword fight either. I just don't need that. That just seemed a little.
Hopefully we won't.
Sorry.
Hopefully we won't. But like I said, if it goes Rings of Power direction, that's probably what you're going to get.
I don't mind a backflip or two, but just to make it look like you're trying to win an Olympic gold medal, going down the parking lot, just give us a good fight scene. Stay on your feet.
Yeah.
So it's good to see her coming back. Going to be in the Highlander movie
with hair.
She's gonna. Maybe she'll even lean into her Scottish accent, and it'll be a little thicker than normal.
I agree.
Mono Drew, as a fan of the Witcher books, Cavill was 1,000% right to complain and try to steer it right. Hope his Highlander does well. I hope it does too.
Well, again, Netflix's Witcher should be another case study of how you don't do an adaptation. Because you had a man on the ground that knows about this stuff, and you had female creative that just looked at him saying, "Well, what do you know about it?" When Roach kind of dies. Spoilers, sorry, but he does. And they're like, they just wanted to pass it off, and he was like, "No, this is you should be spending time with the horse because he liked his horse." And then they said, "Well, we don't really care because we want this to be about 2 women, and you're just kind of in the way. So have 2 seconds with your horse, and that's the only screen time you're going to get in that episode." Which I think was true, to be honest. But yeah, just there's lots of case studies coming out over the last kind of 2 years of how you don't do things like Doctor Who, how you don't write sci-fi, The Witcher, how you don't write kind of fantasy, the Marvels, etc., how you don't write superhero films. Lots of things about how you don't. So you'd think, really, what I don't understand, looking at all this failure, how someone hasn't cracked the code and looked at all these signs in the air, Steve, all these hieroglyphics in the films and the TV series, and written something worth watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to me that you see all these articles written about these movies and shows coming up, and every now and then you'll get something where it says the studio didn't want the director to read any of the books or watch any of the original movies or
such an insane trend. Why you would give that direction, I don't know.
And it's, I know Marvel, the MCU likes to have a certain look and feel. So I think they try to hire a director that they can throw up the name like, oh, we got this director. But when it comes right down to it, he's almost like the third or fourth director.
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Just trying to doing stuff. Yeah, I mean, the Doctor Strange 2 would have been. I liked it. I liked the second Doctor Strange movie. It would have been infinitely better if they would have just given Sam Raimi the reins totally and said, "Make the movie."
But the problem is, it was never, as we know now, it was never going to be a Doctor Strange movie, was it?
Mm-mm.
And that's the problem.
It was a Scarlet Witch and American Chavez joint with a little Doctor Strange sprinkled in just to make people not up mad. And it was like, hey, there's no Doctor Strange. I'm a Doctor Strange movie.
It's the Ian Malcolm meme, isn't it? Can we have some Doctor Strange in our Doctor Strange movie, please?
Just like there was no Black Panther in a Black Panther movie.
I'm so glad I didn't see Wakanda Forever, and I never intend to. Not even as a joke watch.
No, I couldn't.
Not even as a joke watch.
Couldn't do it. So, speaking of actors that I like, because I like Karen Gillan, I think she does a good job in Doctor Who, and hopefully she'll do a good job here. Jason Statham. He is going to be a pseudo Punisher.
Right. As in actually the IP or what's
No, he has a movie out called The Beekeeper.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Where
I've heard of it, yeah.
He's kind of a I've never seen it, but he's like an assassin. He's a tough guy. He does things. He's not, he's more than what he seems, which is just about every Jason Statham movie out there. And the new director, let's just look at the takeaways here. The director, Timo, unpronounceable last name. No offense, I just don't want to try to take, he plans to shape Jason Statham's character in The Beekeeper 2 like Marvel's The Punisher. He wants to make him into a vengeful mercenary.
Isn't this just going to be John Wick then?
Well, maybe. I mean,
that could be a bit of a problem because John Wick seems to do that kind of genre of films very well. So
yes, and seeing as how Hollywood sees a movie doing well, and all of a sudden everybody wants to copy it because they have no creativity in them. They just see something like, ooh, steal.
Everyone's, if everybody's a Punisher, then nobody's a Punisher. They should kind of really understand that. But Zendaya is the Punisher.
I'm going
Punisher.
I'm going out this weekend to be the Punisher. And by that, I mean, I'm going to probably go grocery shopping. But I'm going to do it with a vengeance.
Pedro Pascal has been cast in Marvel's latest iteration of The Punisher.
Him and that potato girl from The Last of Us.
She wants to latch onto him, doesn't she? I mean, very strange.
That is, if
maybe there was something going on behind the scenes. I mean,
if they're not going to cast her as a Spider-Man.
Nah, she'll be MJ. And then you'll all be begging for Zendaya to come back. Just saw by Drew's comment there.
The Punisher, yes.
No, it would be the Punish Queen. She just goes around with a 12-gauge shotgun and a crown on her head. That's it. That's the movie.
She doesn't. Before she shoots, she just kind of like gives you that stare, like.
Yeah, but she can steal Echo's line. It's time for a queen.
It's punishing time.
Yeah. Rachel Zegler kills the Marvel Universe. Shout out to Amy.
Hey.
Hope you're doing well.
A new Punisher. Not exactly, but kinda.
But that's the problem, isn't it? You know, like, I don't know. Do we need another John Wick series of films? Because that's what this is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, John Wick was good. I didn't watch the Continental. They had the Continental was on Peacock. It was kind of a prequel.
I mean, I haven't seen any of the John Wick films or whatever. I'm just looking from kind of taking from experience that people have enjoyed them. But
they're fantastic.
Yeah,
I love them.
I need to buy them, and I need to kind of catch up with them. But it says, you know, I mean, this guy's. So which one, like kind of sequels from Beekeeper specifically, or just like a new?
No, there's going to be the Beekeeper too. He's gonna
because like the Punisher isn't an assassin, is he? I mean, that's not really my understanding of the character. You know, he's a vigilante, you know, anti-hero.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think it's not the Punisher, is it? It's more John Wick, surely. That's how I want the article to clarify that. Thank you.
Yeah, hold on. Let me scroll down here.
Demand answers. Weird.
I'll bring it back. He wants to turn Jason Statham into his own version of the Punisher. He says, I'm definitely drawn to the Beekeeper series just because when I watched it, I always felt that, wow, this is essentially Statham playing one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe, which is, you know, the Punisher. If I can't
this right here is a problem. This right here is a massive red flag. Write your own character. Don't just rip off someone else's. Do you know what I mean?
Now, if you want to borrow aspects from different characters, I know when I wrote my first book, Deadlock, the main character Eddie, I kind of made him a cross between Captain America and Spider-Man. I mean, he's big like Captain America. He might actually be bigger than Captain America, but he's got.
Well, everyone's bigger than Captain America now, Steve. Let's be honest.
And he's got this sense of duty, like Captain America. You know, he wants to do the right thing, but he's still got a little smart aleck like Spider-Man used to have in the old days when he swing around and you know smart mouth off to the bad guys. And so I two of my favorite characters. I figure when I make my character, I'll kind of give them, you know, aspects of what I like when I read and stuff. And it worked out pretty well. People seem to enjoy the character. So
yeah. But this is, I like the Punisher, so I'm going to write the Punisher.
Yeah.
You better hope that Mickey Mouse doesn't knock on his door with a legal letter.
Yeah, I think you can say you want to make, you know, like it says here, if I can't make the Punisher film, you know, if I can't make a Punisher film, the gods of film aren't allowing me to do a Punisher film, then I'll turn Adam Clay into my own version of the Punisher. You know, I don't, you know, it's fine if you want to do that. I guess, you know, telling people what you want to do now and then what the end product becomes is two different things. If he wants to be, if to the time the movie comes out and he looks suspiciously like the Punisher, like if he's got a big B on his chest, you know, a big B skull.
It's like it's the Punisher's like kind of logo style, but it's a B, not like even a letter, like literally the you know, the insect. It's time for a sting or something like that. I don't know. You figure it out.
It's stinging time.
Yeah.
Can never go wrong with that. So yeah, the movies are bad. Things have been bad for a while, but it looks like they want to get back on track. It says here in that Park Place, Disney scrambles.
Disney makes everything lame and gay, and then asks, "Where have all the men gone?"
Yes. Disney scrambles to win back men and boys after driving them away from Marvel and Star Wars. Be prepared to die. Yes. See, with people
Jokes
like
are endless.
us around, I mean, we should be the ones writing these movies.
Yeah, but we're not black and gay.
I can identify as that if it gets me a job.
It only seems to work on the other direction, I've noticed, Steve.
Dang it.
Yeah, it never seems to work. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't hop on a dinghy and float over to France or the US or whatever and claim asylum. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
But here in the in this article in that Park Place, it says, see if I can zoom and enhance.
Zoom and enhance. Big Bob there, look.
There he is. For years, Disney's been accused of alienating men and boys, the very audience.
No, stop it.
The very audience that once made Marvel and Star Wars global juggernauts.
Oh, I don't believe that for a second.
Now, according to Variety, the company is quietly admitting its mistake. Executives are instructing their film division to create content specifically targeted at Gen Z males, boys and young men between the ages of 13 and 28, who Disney has been pushing away for years. I could add a couple other age groups to that because before they pushed these guys away, they pushed the original fans away. And we're still here. And to be quite honest, we're the ones with jobs. I don't see a Gen Z 13-year-old kid having a job or much money.
Look, if you look, if I may intercede on the behalf of young people everywhere, at least in the UK anyway, Steve, the reason why young people can't get jobs in the UK is because our government insists on filling our country with Indians.
That is true.
Not to turn this political, but yeah, it's a bit hard to get a paper round when Abdul and his 50 wives also want paper round.
Yeah, but they pushed original fans out when
you.
Kathleen Kennedy decided she wanted to make the Force female. The MCU pushed out original fans when they decided to go the MCU route.
Yeah. I'm sensing a theme here, Steve. Keep going. I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it, but
Amy says, get rid of the gay stuff, the MCU, and maybe they'll come back. Well, they may be trying that.
But how can they do this when they filled their ranks with those people?
That's a good question.
It's the same, isn't it, with the rest of Hollywood? They've taken all these people in now. They've been, it's not infiltration anymore. It's just replacement. Again, I'm not making any other political statement on that, but Disney must be filled to the brims now because they've got rid of people that had kind of different kind of opinion. You look at head of Pixar, Lasser. They're all gone. There is no one left at Disney. There may be some people hiding under their desks, but they probably wouldn't want to put their hand up and say, I've got an idea, because they don't know if it's a trap for a struggle session like True. They wanted Gina Carano to do. So no one's going to say anything for a minute. And they're not going to get these activists to write. They'd rather quit because then they can go on social media and get a GoFundMe.
It says
Disney
here,
is just in a complete fucking death spiral, and they deserve it.
So the article goes on to say that it wasn't that long ago that Marvel and Lucasfilm were cultural staples for men and boys. Before Marvel and Lucasfilm were purchased by Disney, they were. Fathers brought their sons to Iron Man and The Force Awakens. No father better have taken his son to The Force Awakens. If they did, that's grounds for child abuse. You have a license for that observation?
It's been revoked, Drew. I tried to have a nice chat with a young lady jogging, but it turned out to be an undercover police officer.
I'm surprised you got away.
She did eventually.
Make Deadlock into a movie. Great masculine superhero energy. I couldn't agree with you more, Amy Hudler. You are a
I agree,
wise.
but yeah, you could propose that to a Disney exec and they'd have a heart attack the minute they see kind of masculine as a theme.
As soon as they read the book and they go, this doesn't quite line up with our.
Can't make this too lame and gay, can we? Well, they could. You can do that to anything, but
Well, I wouldn't let them. Like, hey, we want to take the story this way. I'm like, no, that's not the way the story goes. Anyway, back to this, and fathers abusing their sons, taking them to the Force Awakens. They took their sons to the movies with the same sense of excitement that earlier generations had for Indiana Jones or The Empire Strikes Back. But in the Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, and Kathleen Kennedy era, Disney's approach shifted dramatically. We already talked about that, how they decided to make everything lame and gay and put a chick in it. Superheroes and Jedi were reimagined, reshaped, and in many cases sidelined as the studio rebranded its most valuable franchises to appeal to female audiences instead. That wasn't just a small adjustment, it was a company-wide strategy. Captain Marvel was positioned as the face of Marvel. Luke Skywalker was dismantled to make way for Rey, and longtime male fan favorites were often written off as outdated or worse, problematic.
Problematic, the word of the decade.
Yes. This is problematic. Problematic and a modern audience. Those two will go down as the early 21st century buzzwords that just destroyed everything. So it seems here Mr. David Greenbaum, who's in charge of the live action films at Disney, was given the task of developing new IPs that will attract young men back to the movies. Chris, can they do it?
No. Because who is he going to write the script? Nia DaCosta or some other fucking moron? Who is going to produce it? It's going to be another blue-haired fucking moron. There isn't anyone left at Disney.
Yeah,
and even if they say to Nia, listen, can you just write something decent, or we're going to sack you. It'll just be she'll quit. And she'll get all her fanfare on social media, even though they won't pay her bills. But that's just kind of the climate we're in. And then someone else, Paramount, will probably pick her up. Skydance be damned. Netflix will pick her up. It's just a revolving door of shit. The guy's going to have to write the film, produce the film, cast the film, star in the film, probably, because he's not going to get Pedro Pascal in it.
Yeah, sorry, Pedro. No one's licking a glow stick in this movie. So
what I'm saying is Major X being pressed for doubt here.
Yeah, the only way Disney can bring them back is they're going to have to just understand the fan base they're going after, and then hire writers and directors that understand that, which just happen to be men. Women cannot write a good man part. I'm saying it.
Oh no, that's okay. I was seeing where you were going, but it needs to be. We just need a heterosexual man writing those characters. And this is the problem when you stop making product for the core audience, which is in most cases generally men. They ain't gonna want to go see it, are they?
No. I mean, there is a reason boys had G.I. Joes and girls had Barbies. Boys would grab their G.I. Joes, run out, and they would, they'd go to war outside fighting, whether it was the big old ones or the tiny ones with the Joe and Cobra. They'd go out and they'd take over the roles, and and while the girls were inside, they're playing with their Barbies and their easy bake ovens, dressing Barbie up, getting her ready to go to the office or, into the vet clinic so she can take care of animals. Hey, Brandon. But there's a reason why they do this. And when you try to change it and try to make something it isn't Star Wars, comic books, action movies. I'm not saying there hasn't been a good female action movie. I'm not saying there hasn't been women writers and directors who haven't made good movies. I'm saying they're getting the wrong women to do it.
Well, you just, I mean, who was the mouth drooler that tried to imply that she was like the first female action hero?
That
She's
was
she's
the one that played Mystique in the new X-Men.
yeah. What was her name? Doesn't matter anyway.
No, Jennifer. Jennifer.
The fact that we can't remember her kind of speaks volumes. But you bring that kind of topic up, and they said it's all about female action heroes and stuff. They've done loads. Alien, like one of the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I'm not an Alien fan, but I understand the cultural relevance that Sigourney Weaver played an absolute fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Linda Hamilton in T2.
Linda Hamilton. It doesn't, it takes you a matter of seconds to start drumming if you're old enough. Woe betide if you're a young'un and you haven't seen these films. So you actually already believe what this idiot tells you because you don't have any other reference. Jennifer Lawrence. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
And look, where is she now? The first female fucking movie star. Get the fuck out of here.
I know where she's not.
Yeah, exactly.
In Avengers Doomsday.
And that is bad because everybody's in that fucking film,
I think the original Mystique is in that one.
And who wrote Alien, just out of curiosity? Dude.
That was Ridley Scott.
So he did all of it?
He didn't do all of it, but I know he did the first one. I don't know.
So what did he direct?
I think he wrote and directed it.
Yeah. Man, there you go. Who wrote Terminator 2? Or Terminator?
That was oh poop. I'm getting old.
Is it a man, Steve?
It was a man.
It's a man. You're starting to see the pattern here.
Yeah, and like I said, it doesn't mean women can't act. It doesn't mean women can't write and direct. But if you're going to go all out for a crazy balls to the wall action adventure movie, you get a man coming in because he knows what men want. I don't have to go do any kind of research.
Yeah.
I don't have to, put polls out in like what does a man want to watch when he's in the movies? Outcast. How you doing, man?
Shout out, man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's not. It's the same with Doctor Who. Okay, writing decent Doctor Who is not hard. Okay, writing a decent action movie probably isn't that hard if you're in the field. Because you just got to know what your audience wants, and what they don't want to see is Pedro Pascal licking very dildo-like kind of sticks.
No,
you want to see it.
Don't want to see that.
Want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "I need your boots, your jacket, your motorcycle." That's what people want to see.
And then beating the hell out of him when they don't give it to him.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we want to see.
Unless the only thing I can think of is we were talking about kind of Good Boy, weren't we? And the horror indie genre, taking it up a notch and being one of the only profitable kind of parts of the movie business. And just thinking to me, actually, what we could do is Alien, but in space with a cat, and it's just a cat trying to outrun the alien, like Alien Isolation, the game, but it's just a cat. Sold.
Well, we can make that. I mean, there was.
I will pitch that, and it probably won't go anywhere.
Ripley,
but then again, an indie horror developer could say, "Great idea."
Ripley did have
give
her
you
cat.
£10. Yeah,
she had her cat, so we can always make kind of a sequel, kind of just the entire movie of Alien, just from the cat's perspective.
Yeah, just the cat just not giving a shit,
yes.
And going over to the neighbors to get fed.
Sees the alien killing somebody, he's just like, all
right. Well, it is what it is. It's natural selection, isn't it?
It's like, at least they're not getting me.
Ain't nothing to do with me.
Men want explosives, hand-to-hand combat, and boobies. And beer. I want a beer and a woman.
Yeah. It just, yeah, I don't understand. I don't think I'll ever understand in this lifetime really why it's such an issue now. Well, we do know why, because they passed the point of no return of, they filled all their ranks up with idiots.
Mm-hmm.
And now those chickens are laying eggs that you can't sell because they smell.
Yeah.
Rotten eggs. And what are they going to do? Fire all their creative staff?
If they're smart, they will.
I mean, to be fair, you can make it even worse, could you? But
you fire all the woke, all the ones looking to just make things a platform for their message. Get rid of them, and actually bring in some young talent, some guys who want to actually tell good stories, who know how to tell a good story, and give them a shot. I mean, you can't do any worse. As a matter of fact, it might be a miss, but at least it's going to miss a lot closer to where they wanted it to be.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. We have a new visitor in the chat.
Yes, we do.
Hey, man, how you doing, man?
Hey there, new here, checking out some nerdy content while on lunch. What are we talking about? We're talking about Disney possibly wanting to make money again.
Disney being crap, though, to be fair, is kind of where the conversation is. But nice to have you, man.
Good. It's good you're here. Thanks for checking us out.
New blood.
Yeah, checking.
Look, just cast. Here's what you do. You reboot Taken, right? But with Sydney Sweeney. Okay? And they've kidnapped her little sister. And, she just gets on the phone and says, I have a particular skill set. And then from there, it's just explosions. It's, people being shot left, right, and center. Her just kind of walking slow-mo down somewhere. And then, she gets her sister with some puns or something along the way while drinking beer and driving a fast car. Boom, there you go. $1 billion movie. And then you just write the sequel and it's, they've kidnapped her mum. And she's like, oh, shit, not this again.
Didn't you learn the last time?
Yeah. Well, gonna have to strap up the girls, and everyone thinks it's boobs, but she actually means like 2 pistols.
You Sydney Sweeney and Something's Killing the Children show movie. That would work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not hard, man, is it?
No.
Between the 4 or 5 of us here, we can come up with projects that would blow Disney's mind.
Yes.
Cat on a space station filled with aliens. Sydney Sweeney saving her sister.
And the Deadlock movie coming out in a theater near you soon.
Yeah.
Simple. I mean, I would be more than happy if I don't know how I'd feel about someone, buying the rights to my book and wanting to make a movie, but I'd certainly make sure that I would be, in the creative process every step of the way.
You'd have to have something, wouldn't you? You just would. I mean, the guy that sold off the rights to The Witcher, I mean, he did all right when it was the games, even though I think he got absolutely screwed monetary wise because he didn't think it was going to go anywhere. And then, the games kind of blew up. I don't know if the TV series is the same, but you've got to be smart with this. I think people give their rights away too easily, and something that you may think, I may get a couple of quid out of this, kind of explodes.
Yeah, take a look at Harry Potter. What's her face? JK. She sold the rights, but she had some kind of creative control going in.
She still got the rights, isn't she?
She still has the rights. Yeah. Well, she did it the right way. She had control. She had the rights. They made the movies. She made money that will last her for the next 1,000 years. Yeah, here. Look, I'm all about inclusion. I'm half Mexican, half Filipino, and seeing people like me matter. But don't force it or make it a plot point. Just give awesome roles to awesome people. Exactly. I don't care who the star is of the movie. As long as it's a great story and there's good action, if it's an action movie, give it to me. But don't make it don't make the hero just because they look like somebody or just because they're sleeping with a certain somebody.
This is it. We stopped casting, and you can talk about this in the world in general, no matter what walk of life you're in. We stopped hiring who is right for the role, and we started casting, or hiring, who we were told to hire for the role, and that's the critical difference. You look at older films, the oldies but goldies, they don't have this problem because it was never about, oh, you need Pedro Pascal in this movie, you need Rachel Zegler in this movie, you need Zendaya in this movie. You need whatever the industry plant's name is for 26. The black girl with the shaved head. It just didn't happen, and that's how you got films like Alien, like such and such and such and such and such and such. Because it wasn't an issue. We hired the best.
Well, says I also feel like the term woke is used sparingly and incorrectly nowadays. It's just morphed into what it is as we know. And yeah.
I don't like using the word woke now. I never really did, to be fair. I just use the word shit. Because, that's what most of this kind of stuff is now.
Yeah, like I said, they're hiring people that they're trying to push certain things and trying to normalize other things. And that's why you have, like your Zendayas in every movie. They're trying to.
And I use Spider-Man, whatever the first one's called, Homecoming, whatever the hell, is and I'm going to probably say this for all eternity. What they did in that film, they got it all wrong. They had the two roles kind of in reverse. Zendaya should have been Keaton's daughter. Keaton's daughter, not like real life daughter, but the Vulture's daughter. And the girl playing the Vulture's daughter should have had Zendaya's character because she ticked all the boxes. She, you could tell she was a cute, lovely person. That's your MJ. That's the character you want, not this stone-faced fucking sourpuss.
Yeah, she had much more charisma.
She was warm, wasn't she? And I just don't understand. Apart from going down that route of the industry plant of whatever, and by that I mean she's anointed. You're like, we need to get this person cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not right, but who knows? I'm going to hold out hope. I'm the eternal optimist here. That
maybe
Disney turns things around and starts saying, hey, you know what? We should really be a for-profit company and not a company that puts a $200 million movie out and we lose $300 million on the back end.
But Steve, the Disney shareholders, for the most part, keep voting for it. And very much like politics, you get what you vote for. And they can't have a problem with it because they had a chance. Was it 2 years ago, last year, when they had that kind of guy who was trying to rally kind of shareholders to kick Big Bob out, and they kept Big Bob in.
Yeah. So
I'm not really going to shed a tear for Disney going under or having financial troubles because they brought it on themselves.
Yeah, I don't care about the race of MJ. Just give us a properly portrayed MJ. If Zendaya would have portrayed MJ the way she was portrayed in the comic books, I'd be all right. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my point. The actress that was playing the Vulture's daughter, do you know what I mean? She had elements. I mean, she was closer to MJ than who they had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they would have swapped those two, perfect. All right, what we got again? However, the Russos once said, if you don't want to know more about a story, just read the story and let the creators create. But we get a critique as fans as to whatever it's good or not. Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't buy it, which is why now Disney are panicking. Where have all the boys gone? I mean, they shouldn't shout that out too loudly. They'll get in trouble, but
So, I'm happy to see maybe Disney coming around. I'm not going to hold my breath or anything. I'm taking this with absolutely a huge pinch of salt, but we'll see what happens.
I think for any major change, the big players at Disney need to go. Even if Bob Iger is going to play pretend, Kennedy needs to go. The Little Muppets running Star Wars need to go. There's no point saying to one guy, dude, can you make something new that that all men or kind of whatever the demographic is just want to come and watch. It's not going to work that way. They need a company-wide push towards the demographics their products should be aimed at.
Whether it's a Disney movie, a Lucasfilm movie, or an MCU movie, let them have their heads, Kathleen Kennedy, Kevin Feige, whatever. But Disney needs to put one guy at the top of them, and whatever comes out needs to go through him. And if he can look around and go, yeah, I think this movie will attract the right audience, it gets to go through. Or no, that movie, you're trying to do the wrong thing, take it back and refix it.
The problem is, though, if you've already got your Feiges and your Kennedys, that person is just going to be another one of them.
Yeah. Going into Disney, I hate any live action remake they've made or are going to make. No reason to do it. I love Moana, both of them. There's no need for a live action. We have a great story already. You're absolutely right.
Because they don't know what else to do.
No, they don't. They're creatively bankrupt. So instead of trying to make something new, they're just going to take something they already own and make a live action copy of it.
Yep.
I love telling this story. When the live action Beauty and the Beast came out, I took my daughter, who was very small then, to the movies to see it because she liked Beauty and the Beast. We left halfway through, mainly because she wouldn't sit down and pay attention. But then we get out of the movie, and I'm like, so what was wrong? Why didn't you like it? She goes, I didn't like it. It was ugly.
Yeah.
That sums it up right there. Every live action Disney movie can be summed up in those words. They're ugly.
I haven't seen the film because, funnily enough, it's not my kind of thing. I know that surprises you kind of really, but my partner had it on just in passing for her. Again, she didn't have it on for very long, but it's just a bit dark and gloomy and depressing. And I think we've said this before, haven't we? About this, like everything has to be depressing and edgy, and just the reason why the animations worked so well is because they were bright and vibrant, and
Mm-hmm. And you still had your dark moments in that movie, Beauty and the Beast, but it was balanced out well.
And I don't have an issue with if they want to reboot a property, they want to take a corpse out of the freezer and give it a jolt of electricity. That's fine as long as it's good. But the problem is that it's not, and we think we've seen the worst of it, and we haven't. We've still got the X-Files to go, Buffy to go, God knows what else to go.
Well, if they take my advice on the X-Files, which if you check out thenerdway.com, I have a video talking about how I would reboot the X-Files. They might actually get a good series out of it.
If they've already said that Ryan Coogler's involved.
Yeah, it's dead. It's DOA. Because Ryan Coogler was going to do it.
Don't know if there's any kind of Dexter fans, but apparently Original Sin has been cancelled after one season. I think Original Sin is with the one with the younger guy playing the character and Michael Hall narrating over it. I didn't see it. I didn't get that far, but my relationship with Dexter after the main series has been very...
Well, I know right now there's a new Dexter series with him back. So
I watched one episode, Steve, and I was like, I can live without it.
Yeah. Again, it's just they don't have anything new, so they're just going to take an old series or an old character and try to, like I said, run some electricity through them and see if they can't reanimate it and make something new.
But I mean, I think I said this before, kind of somewhere, kind of live. One of the main issues with whatever the Resurrection, whatever it's called, is they've got a female super cop who is just an asshole, but she's the best thing there ever is. And it's like, characters just don't work that way, and it makes you want to turn off. And that's what I did because I didn't like it.
Well, let's get on to something fun.
Yeah, why not?
Let's do something. Have a little fun. You guys in the chat.
Let's list the top 10 Disney properties in the last 5 years.
No. You guys in the chat, hang out. Stay with us. You can help us out with this. We are going to go and we're going to rank supervillains. Who is the best? Oh, now you're going to do
and
this?
we're going to get a MacBook Air for $350.
There we go. Take care of that. So here we have. Let's take a look at some of this. What comics you guys reading? I'm reading some indie comics right now.
Rippaverse, isn't it, Steve?
No. Actually, I was reading Space Ghost from Dynamite. I thought that I enjoyed that a lot. Collecting the Transformers. I'll be honest, I really couldn't get into the Transformers.
I loved them as a kid. Love them. I wish I had the space for kind of stuff like that.
The toys were cool. The cartoon was cool.
Yeah, badass, man.
The new Transformers comic from Image. I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of the art style. That's just me. It kind of took me out of it. A lot of people are loving it, and hey, I'm glad it's back. I'm glad it's doing well. It's outperforming a lot. I think it's outperforming Marvel and DC. So them guys are running for the money. I really enjoy comics. And I got crushed for this, but I really don't read DC or Marvel. I don't read DC or Marvel anymore either.
I was going to say, I mean, I don't understand why you would, because most of it is just garbage. You should be applauded for supporting kind of other interests, you know?
Yeah. So I'm into Boom and Image, which I consider, yeah. Image has got a bunch of good stuff out. I know Jeff Johns is putting a bunch of stuff out in Image that's doing really well, and so yeah, I'm an indie writer. So when it comes to independent writing, independent comics, that's where I'm at. That's what I try to put my money behind. I would really love.
Emma's got a comment about The Message, Steve.
Yes, Amy. If The Message gives me a cool movie, cool. But if the message is forced and it's considered woke and annoying, even to me, let it happen organically. That's the problem. I mean, most of these, people making the movies these days, they're not doing it organically. They're making movies. They're taking an aspect of a person, and they're trying to create something around that instead of taking a good story and finding the right actor to fill that role.
Yeah.
We're getting on my nerves now. All right, so we're gonna do some super villain Tyrann.
Okay.
You ready, Chris?
What are we saying? Are we saying this by how powerful they are, or how genuinely evil they are?
I'd say probably about a bit of both. You know, if you're going to be a villain, you got to be evil, and power is involved. So, as you can see, our tiers here, we have the top tier, Legion of Doom. The next down would be our Sinister Six, followed by Injustice League, Masters of Evil, and then you got the Royal Flush Gang at the bottom. They can be an okay group, but most of the time they get beat pretty easily.
They get flushed.
So let's kick this off and start with Magneto, the master of magnetism.
I mean, he's certainly very powerful, but as we've seen in kind of stories, he does sometimes have a tendency to kind of do the right thing. So that kind of, as far as it kind of drops him a little bit as far as being a villain's concerned. That's why I was wondering about how you want to organize this shindig. Because a lot of the time I've kind of seen Magneto on the screen or kind of in games, he's playing at least an anti-hero role, and even in the films, he was, doing what he thought was right.
So you're saying he's not Legion of Doom material? We're going to slot him down a little bit lower?
Yeah, because in fact, if you regularly do the right thing, that's got to take points off your villain card, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might be, mid-tier in Justice League because he can be bad. And then there are times where he can, turn around and help out the X-Men and do what's right.
Yeah.
So we go in Justice League?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
In Justice League. There we go. Hey, let's go Dr. Doom. Where's Doom going?
I mean, again, he's a bit more of a shit than Magneto is, isn't he? But there has been the odd occasion where he's had a face turn, got the wrestling. E-Man, see you later, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you coming by.
Come back again.
Yeah, we'll be here next Thursday, so hope to see you then. Tell all your friends about us.
I mean, I'd maybe go Sinister Six because again, I think to be truly evil, you can't be helping good guys unless there's some like literal way that's like forcing you to.
Well, to be honest, I mean, in the latest comic books, he has taken over the world, and he's stolen Doctor Strange's Sorcerer Supreme mantle. So he does have that going for himself. So we could Did you think of Sinister Six?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. But because again, he has been quite helpful sometimes, so that's got to strike him off being a top tier villain.
Yeah,
because there's always going to be a shred of doubt about whether he'll do the right thing, even if it's only a tiny bit.
Yeah, there was a time where he did take over for Iron Man when he was out for a while, and he tried to be a good guy, although it was all self-serving. He might do the right thing, but it's always going to be self-serving for him. All right, we got Green Goblin coming up next.
Holy but gold. I can only ever really think about kind of Willem Dafoe's kind of portrayal in the movie, man, or movies rather.
Once you get an actor doing something like Willem Dafoe, and then it's hard to see anybody else doing that.
Perfect casting for that role, man. But I mean, I've only ever seen him in the villain capacity, so I don't know if you've got any kind of counter arguments to that. But I think he could be in the top tier. Generally, everything he does is villainous.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can't use the ad blocker on this thing because if I do, then it shuts it down. So.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. So I tried to use the ad blocker.
It's fine.
I tried to use the ad blocker on this thing.
Maybe you can get some revenue share from Best Buy.
Yeah. Outcast Comics. Dr. Doom is naturally evil. Dr. Doom is naturally evil. Dr. Doom has been chosen by the Black Panther God, so he should be in Justice League. Justice League. And Amy says Green Goblin should be in the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, he is pretty evil. He's
There's no element to, even if, and it wasn't that kind of the case in the most recent Spider-Man film, he'd rather be an asshole and stab somebody than do something that could potentially help him.
Yeah. Well, just between, seeing him there and all the times and, all the stuff he's done to Spider-Man over all the years, I think he should be in the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Green Goblin going all the way to Legion of Doom.
Gone all the way to the top.
All right, next we got Thanos. Now, comic book Thanos is much better than movie Thanos because comic book Thanos is just truly evil. I mean, when he gets the Infinity Gauntlet, he wipes out half of all creation, not because he was trying to be a eco warrior and trying to save the planet for people. He's literally trying to court death. He wants to date death. So
which is very makes you think. Really, it was all the more stranger, really, when they made that line in was it Avengers?
Mm-hmm.
The post-cut scene?
Yeah.
And there was a death itself line, wasn't there? And he kind of smiled. And then he just went the opposite direction. Yeah,
because they say, the only one to do is court death. And he turns around and smiles. And I remember when he said that, I'm like, I get that. I get that reference.
Yeah. And then the next time you see death is in Agatha All Along.
Yeah, she doesn't want to do with Thanos. She's trying to hit on Agatha.
I mean, I'll take. I'll tell you whatever you think. I mean, if we go by the comics, then if he's truly evil, then we stick him up top.
Yeah. Put him in Legion of Doom. All right. Next, we got Loki.
Royal Flush Gang. He's not. There's the thing. I had. I didn't have a debate because I just didn't reply back to them. I just laughed. But when I talk about Loki and Marvel threads, and people say, and I'm just going to point out that he's a villain, and I get told repeatedly by people, no, he's not a villain anymore. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, right, okay. Fuck him. There you go. If people want him to be a hero, he can be a hero.
Yeah, he hasn't done much in the comics. I mean, he's not. I mean, he might be a villain in the comics, but he's not a very good villain. There are much better villains.
He certainly isn't very good in the MCU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the problem with characters like that, like Magneto in the MCU or the X-Men movies and like Loki, once they become popular, everybody wants them to be the good guy now. Everybody's trying to, kind of make them the anti-hero, and you ruin great villains by doing that.
Yeah.
You're neutering them.
Correct. Yeah.
So,
it's the Disney effect, isn't it? Every villain is misunderstood and we need to know their story. And
sometimes people are evil just because they're born evil. It happens. What we got here? Loki may have once been a villain, but he's easily beaten. Yeah. You figure a good villain is going to win a fight at least once in a while, and Loki didn't win anything. He always got beat.
And he didn't even win anything in his own TV show.
No. All right, how about Red Skull?
He's, being a certain, he's got to be kind of up top, isn't he? He's got to be.
What, Legion of Doom?
Yeah, with his antics.
Yeah, he was a great Captain America villain for a while and until recently, and when Ta-Nehisi Coates got a hold of him and turned him into a Jordan Peterson clone. Yeah. If we're going, old school Red Skull, That's tough to say. He should absolutely be in Legion of Doom
Yeah, I agree.
with everything he's done. Kingpin. Where's Kingpin going here?
I wouldn't necessarily say Legion of Doom, because I kind of feel he only murders if you're in the way of business.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why him and Spider-Man got so heated because Spider-Man was always in the way or whatever. I mean, he definitely is, a very naughty boy. I'd maybe say Sinister Six, maybe. What do you think?
See, I look at him as, I mean, he's a good villain, but he's a street level villain. He really can't go toe to toe with Magneto or Doctor Doom or even the Green Goblin if he needs to.
But at his, I guess you'd have to look at how bad he is at his level, I suppose, if that makes sense.
I mean, he can take on guys like Daredevil
in
the comics because Daredevil doesn't have super strength. I mean, he's got that super agility.
Yeah,
he can jump around. He knows all kinds of karate, kung fu stuff. But the Kingpin, he may look fat, but that's all muscle. He's just thick with muscle. So you go to try to do some kung fu moves on him, you're just going to bounce off.
Yeah.
But you put him up against any of the heroes that Magneto might fight or Doctor Doom might fight, he's not going to do it.
That's very true. Yeah, I get that.
I think he's more Masters of Evil.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I think kind of looking, comparing in that kind of sense. Yeah, I think that's fair.
He's a Masters of Evil. All right, how about Ultron?
The only thing really I know about Ultron really is from my brief read of Age of Ultron and the bits I've seen in media. I don't know a huge, because I know originally it was created by Pym and not Stark, for example, but I don't know a huge amount after that. I mean, so I'm not really one to comment. I could comment on how I feel from the movies and stuff, but I don't really think that's a correct impression of the character.
Well, he's a big time villain,
at his level,
in his sphere. Yeah, he's a big time villain in his sphere, but they're not making company wide crossover events with the Kingpin as the big bad. That goes to people like Doctor Doom and Thanos and the Red Skull. So we may have to have a little re-education time. Have to sit Amy down and have her watch some Daredevil. Yeah, Ultron. I mean, yeah, Pym created him. He was just an evil robot, and he always made sure that he had copies of himself. So, and you read Ultron, it'd always be like Ultron 4, and then he'd get defeated, and like a year so later in the Avengers, he'd pop up, Ultron 5 coming at you. And he get defeated. Another 2 years later, Ultron 6 is here to destroy the Avengers. So, I mean, he keeps getting beaten, but he keeps coming back. So, you got to give him an A for effort.
Yeah.
I know he's definitely not Legion of Doom. And I don't know if he's Doctor Doom, Sinister Six.
But is he more evil than Magneto? I guess that's the kind of question, isn't it? If you remove kind of power levels, if he's always trying to do the evil thing, then I guess that makes him more evil than Magneto, doesn't it? So maybe Sinister Six is where he needs to fit in.
Maybe, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, his evil is much higher than Magneto's. Because he's always just trying to. Now, before anybody says anything, Yes, I know Ultron right now in Marvel Comics is trying to be the good guy. They have him in West Coast
What a
Avengers.
surprise, Steve. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know. But for our purposes today, we are thinking of Ultron as the villain, like he should be, like he
Yeah.
always should be. All these characters should be villainous. There should be no redeeming qualities to them whatsoever. That's why they're great villains.
Yeah.
Just like in Deadlock. The villain in that is he is completely irredeemable. He's evil personified. And that's why I want my villains. Evil. And that brings us to
misunderstood.
So then we have Carnage, who is evil.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I would put him kind of at Legion of Doom if you're, not looking at kind of power base. Yeah, because he is just a psychopathic murderer. All he wants to do is just kill people. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an elegance to it, isn't it, really? That's all he wants to do. Just wants to hack and slash away.
And when you really boil it down, I think some of the best villains, whether comic books or TV, movie or books, whatever, they all just want to, they're all just, they're just whacked. They're whacked in the head, and they want to just do the very worst things for no other reason other than because they can.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's great having a master plan, like your Thanoses or your kind of Doctor Dooms or whatever. But what's more scary than that is something that can't be argued with, can't be debated, doesn't care about a plan. Because in theory, there's a multiverse where the thinkers could be talked down, kind of using whatever logic. Whereas, a true kind of murderous psychopath like Carnage, you're never going to talk him out of stopping what he's doing, because it's not about kind of the right thing, the wrong thing, whatever. He just wants to do it.
Yeah. So you're thinking Legion of Doom?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we'll put him in Legion of Doom. How about Mystique?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure on Mystique, to be honest. So again, I haven't really seen a huge amount other than kind of films and stuff. So I don't know kind of what your thoughts are on. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say she's in the top two. I'd say maybe even kind of middle of the road or lower.
She was. I mean, she was a villain. She started out as a villain. I'm sure at some point they tried to turn her into a hero or an anti-hero or something. But even when she was a villain, she really didn't leave a big impression on me. It wasn't like, you'd be reading the comics and like, here comes Mystique. Oh no.
Oh no.
I know the hero's going to win, but I'm worried because she might give him a good fight. Nah, and Mystique was just like, eh.
I mean, she can shapeshift. I mean, it's a good gimmick, but it's not really
in the pantheon of villains. She's like the greeter. She's like the Walmart greeter. Hey, come on in. Evil hors d'oeuvres are on the left.
Because normally she's kind of a sidekick, I suppose, isn't she, to kind of Magneto?
Yeah. So,
but she is more, I'd say, potentially in. I mean, maybe a master of evil, perhaps.
Yeah, I was gonna put her in the Royal Flush Gang. To be honest.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
I mean, she's not real. I mean, she's a villain, but she's not a very good villain, kind of like Loki. Hey, how about the Joker?
He's straight at the top, isn't he? There's no doubt.
Legion of Doom. Absolutely.
No doubt. Again, very similar to, not very in power base and stuff, but kind of mentally very similar to Carnage. He just wants to have his fun.
Amy wanted Mystique to go in Injustice League.
Now one more.
Sorry. Sorry. Yes, we did do that.
Easy, isn't it? No debate needed.
Yeah, he's absolutely in the Legion of Doom. He's crazy evil, and we love him. And then you got Lex Luthor, Superman's foil.
Again, I would maybe put him in Sinister, maybe even in Justice League, because again, there is quite a few times where he's done the right thing.
True. Yeah, and I mean, while he's one of Superman's more classic villains, he's not always the most dangerous villain. I mean, you just comics aside, you just look at this new movie that came out. Lex spent the entire time in his office dictating to the real villains the how to take care of Superman. So can't put him in Legion of Doom. But
maybe he's middle of the road.
I could see either in Justice League or Sinister Six. One of the two. I'm going to put him in Justice League.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Next, we got Darkseid.
I don't really know a huge amount about DC characters, if I'm honest, so I can't really comment.
Darkseid's pretty bad.
There you go. That answers the question, doesn't it?
He's Thanos level bad when it comes to stuff. He wants to control everything.
Well, there you go. If he's the DC Thanos, then we put him in the same tier as.
Actually, I think to be completely honest, I think Marvel stole from DC. So Thanos is Marvel's Darkseid.
Yeah,
but
that makes perfect sense.
He should absolutely go in the top spot. He's Legion of Doom. How about Cheetah?
I don't even know who that is, to be honest. I mean, if that's implying kind of what I think is implying, I'd probably say Royal Flush, because it's just a shitty Wolverine.
Yeah, she's a Wonder Woman villain originally.
Okay.
She's more of a you get a bad guy group together and she's kind of thrown in it. She's kind of like a pawn in a bad guy. You can have the head of the bad guys go, Cheetah, go over there and do that. And if she gets captured or killed or something, no great loss.
Straight at the bottom then, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry, Cheetah. How about Bane?
He's definitely got to be top 2. Is he not?
Yeah. Yeah. He's not. If not Legion of Doom, Sinister Six. I mean, his introduction in Nightfall in the comics was legendary. I mean, he was one of the first new villains for Batman to come out in a long time and just take over. I mean, he was.
So should he be up the top then? Should he be in the pantheon of the greatest?
He did break Batman's back. He yeah, you know what?
Do it. Yeah.
Bane, Legion of Doom. All right, Deathstroke.
Isn't he simply a mercenary for hire?
Yes.
So by that logic, you could hire him to do the right thing? Or what you consider a good action?
Oh no, I think he's just the villain for hire. He's never gonna, escort nuns through the jungle.
Okay. I'd maybe put him middle of the road, to be fair, in Justice League. I mean, because if he's just a mercenary, he's not real. I mean, maybe I'd even put him maybe as a master of evil, because if he's just a follower and he's not a leader, so to speak, then
I mean, he does his own thing, but yeah, I think Masters of Evil is probably where I'd put him. You know, he's not going to be a global threat, but he certainly is going to be he's going to be tough. How about Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, again, I don't know a huge amount about him, so I can't really give kind of much comment on him.
When it comes to, I mean, if Batman is the world's greatest detective, Ra's al Ghul is right up there in smarts with him. I mean, he's one of the few people that can actually that go toe to toe with Batman on a mental level.
But as far as being a villain goes,
he's very villainous. He's more master. He trains assassins. You know, Batman's son Damian in the comics trained him to be an assassin. So he's more Injustice League, Masters of Evil.
Oh, I would agree, yeah, on that basis, yeah.
I think I'm going to put him just above. I'm going to put him in Injustice League.
Yeah.
How about Brainiac?
Yeah, again, I mean, a little bit more. I mean, I've watched, kind of Smallville, some other little bits and pieces. I still don't know a huge amount about him, but I would probably place him higher than kind of Al Ghul, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got the potential to be a really big bad. If you don't see him in the next Superman movie, I'd be really surprised. But yeah, I think he's probably Sinister Six.
Okay.
He's because he comes to different worlds and he'll just shrink things down and catalog them and keep them for himself. And that's not good. Okay. I don't want to be shrunk in a bottle. But he'll do it to you. All right, Black Manta. He's an Aquaman foe. If you saw the Aquaman movie, he was in there.
Which I did not.
You're not missing anything. You're not missing anything.
I don't know. It doesn't. He doesn't sound very villainous, does he? I mean,
he can be tough, but he's at the end of the day, he's probably Royal Flush Gang material.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was kind of thinking. That's my understanding of him from the few bits that I've kind of seen and read.
And last, but definitely not least, we have Sinestro.
Yeah. So again, Sinestro again, is a character that I've seen in different places, but I know as much about him as I do kind of generally kind of Green Lantern in general. So,
see, this would be Drew's wheelhouse right here. Drew will be able to tell us everything we know about Sinestro because he's a big Green Lantern fan. But I'm not as huge a Green Lantern fan as he is, but I have collected my share of Green Lantern comics. I would call him. I mean, I wouldn't put him in the Legion of Doom. I'd probably put him in Sinister Six.
Okay.
Because he's a tough guy. I mean, he's someone you really don't want to face down. But I think there are stronger villains out there than him.
Yeah.
I'll slot him right there. Sinister Six.
Boom.
That's a good tier list. So you definitely don't want these guys coming after you.
No.
And you don't want these guys hiring the guys below, unless it's these guys. And then
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guys on the bottom you can probably deal with.
you might be able to get away with it. You get a rolled up newspaper, just cheated. No, bad. Easy peasy. Got her. No problem.
Yeah. That's a good looking tier list.
All right.
Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree.
True. Let us know, because unless you guys let us know, we're just going to keep going and doing this stuff, and we need.
Oh, we're going to keep doing this stuff. That's not going to change.
We must be stopped, or else we're just going to wreak havoc on everybody.
Indeed.
So I think we had a good time. We had a good talk. Got a lot of good stuff.
As always.
Are you doing anything recent, Chris, other than Sunday? You got anything else coming?
No, just Sunday. Yeah, just Sunday. Obviously, there's clips of recent live streams kind of now up, which I'm going to keep doing going forward. So if you're not too sure what the live streams are about and you just want a quick little dip in, there's some videos there of absolutely horrendous thumbnails. So make sure you check those out as well.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that with this live stream.
Hell yeah.
I'll chop it up and make some smaller videos. So you guys out there, like Chris said, if you want to get to know me, want to get to know the live stream, just check out the small little snippet and come in and we'll have a good time. Where am I at here? I have a Patreon. I got 2 supporters. And I appreciate them. I really do. I want to thank those guys for taking the time to come out to the Patreon and be Patreons. If you want to see more of Chris and the Neon TARDIS, give that little QR code a snap, and I'll take you over to his YouTube page where you can see his videos and find everything else you need to know about him there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Make sure you check out the website as well, neontardis.com. Again, that's going to got everything there. I've got some blogs on there, links to all the stuff. Everything's on the website as well.
And you can come to stephenhutler.com, where I have all kinds of free stuff. If you're a writer looking for some inspiration, come on over. If you're looking for one of my books, like Deadlock,
hell yeah,
come on over. They're all there. You can find them for sale. Would really appreciate that. Indie stuff is the way to go right now. Like we talked before, you can't trust Marvel or DC. You can't trust Disney. You can't trust, can't trust any of them. Come to me.
Would you agree?
Find an indie comic creator that you like and back them. No matter who they are. There might be some I don't like, but
yeah,
I can't decide for you. You have to go out, find the ones you like, and support them. Support your local indie comic book guy. Support your local author. Support your local YouTuber.
Yeah.
We're all local. There's a Patreon if anyone's interested. And here's where you can find my books. On top of, stephenhutler.com. Outcast, you have a good day too, my friend.
Thank you, man. Thank you for joining us. Always appreciated.
Yeah, really appreciate you coming out and spending time with us. Get back to work on your comic book. I want to see that thing. Talking of indie comics, check out
there's enough out there. There's enough out there.
Check out Outcast Comics. He's got a YouTube channel. You can go on there. You can see him as he works on his comic book. Looks good. Can't wait to see how it turns out. So I want to thank Chris for coming out and helping out. I want to thank the chat. I want to thank the chat for being here. Those that stuck around to the very end, I appreciate you. next Thursday. We're going to be here again next Thursday. So make time. We'll probably do it again around 3:00 next Thursday. So mark it on the calendar.
Hell yeah.
We're going to be here. And check Chris out Sunday, Neon TARDIS. I'll be there. We'll have a bunch of other Yahoos there that we're just going to talk about more nerd stuff. It's going to be fun.
Has to be. There's no point taking it seriously. That's the fatal thing to do right now.
World is way too serious right now. You need fun. That's why you come to guys like me and Chris for fun.
Hopefully.
All right. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody else.
Thank you, guys.